So I've got my ground beef. There's 10 pounds in here, and there's 10 pounds in there, and this is breakfast sausage. I'm just gonna put that in a container to use it for a couple of meals. And then in the oven is my turkey bacon cooking. Then I had my onions and peppers because I wanted to use some in my ground beef. So I took and I just got like a 3-pound bag, and almost half of it went into the, about 2 pounds went into the ground beef. And so now what I did is I mixed up, like there was like a couple large onions left, like probably about a pound. And I had that green pepper that I got, the one green pepper package, it was only 50 cents. I put that in there and pureed that up. So this is in here, and this is gonna be for like my Italian dishes. Like I'm gonna do lasagna and stuffed pizza shells, and spaghetti, I think, is my other one. So I'm going to use that for those things, but I don't have those ingredients. And then someone gave me some tomatoes, and so I went to, I had a box. They were just like odd and end tomatoes, and wouldn't be able to do a whole lot with them, but I pureed them up, and I got 3 of them here. These are from our garden, our community garden. My friend told me, go pick the rest of them, so I did, and so this is the rest of the tomatoes. So I'm just pureeing those up, and then I'm gonna put them in here and freeze them. So when I make my spaghetti dishes or some soup, I can pour a container there instead of buying diced tomatoes. So well worth to take the time to do it. It only gives you 3, but I've got 6 total, and that'll last me for a really long time. And then yesterday at the store, I got green onions they were giving away. And so they were kind of yucky on the outside, but I cut them, and look at, they're completely fine. So these I'm going to use for a pizza. And so I thought, well, I didn't want them to sit in the refrigerator and get yucky, so I just cut them up and put them in water and put those in the refrigerator when I make my homemade pizzas. And then I pureed up the rest. And so this is what green onions look like pureed. So I wasn't sure if green onions would be pureed, would be weird, but they don't. They give a texture of onions. So this I'll be able to use in all my dishes when I'm doing all my food cooking. So this stuff's just going to go in the refrigerator until my food prep. I'm going to freeze these. And then also I did, like I'm going to be making soup this month, some cabbage vegetable soup and like a cream and potato soup. And I like to add onions to it. If I don't have them, no big deal. But I thought, I'm not going to use all those green onions up. So I thought I would just put them in bags here. And then I'm just going to freeze these. And I'm going to write onions on them so I know what these are. And just put these in my freezer so when I have my soups, I can just put a little bag in there. So that'll work. That's super simple. It's going to be good. So this is simple. It's not taking me long at all to get this done. My meat, I'm gonna put, for the dishes that I'm making, I'm gonna put it just in a big bowl so I can make those on Thursday. And the rest that I'm using for meals, like, I'm trying to look at my list here. Like I know that I'm going to be doing like Sloppy Joe, just a Sloppy Joe dish. So I'm gonna be putting enough hamburger for that in a container and then just freezing that solid. So that way when I have Sloppy Joes, I can just pull that out and cook it or heat it up with the sauce and stuff like that. So just to make it a little easier, I'm not gonna make everything just because I can just throw that together in a pot, real simple. So, okay, so this is my day 1 of cooking. It's actually only like a few hours, not even a few hours, an hour, maybe a few hours because it takes time for the meat to cook, but I don't really have to do a whole lot. So I am excited to finish up shopping and get moving on to the rest of the food prep. So another super easy day coming up soon. So I've got my little list here, and these are going to be like my $1 million casserole, my stuffed shells, lasagna, and spaghetti. So I kind of put little notes of what I needed. I've got all my ingredients out here. I've got my ham and pepperoni and bacon. This is going to go in the pizza casserole along with hamburger. Got a huge can of tomato paste. This is $1.99, so I'm going to make this. I usually do it in my pots, but I only have 2 pots, and so I decided to pull the roaster. So I've got the roaster over here, and I'm going to put and cook my spaghetti sauce because I have so much to cook. So I'm thinking to make a big giant container of it, and that way I don't have to do it twice. So I'm going to mix up with the tomato paste, all my seasonings, that's my green pepper and onion, and then I've got tomatoes back here. These were the frozen tomatoes that I pureed. So I've got out, I did 8 because I figured I would use 2 for each meal, so that I've got 8 of them. This is my cheesy mixture that I'm going to put for my fillings for my $1 million casserole and the lasagna. So I've got my pots of water boiling here, and I got to cook lasagna, the chef's jumbo shells, and this salantani. I don't even know how you say that. Salantani pasta, however you say that. So I've got that, and then in the oven, my hamburger was cooked and it's cold, and so I just covered it with foil and put it in the oven. And I'm going to heat it just so it's easier to take out. So you can watch me mix this up. Okay, inside here, I'm going to put my frozen tomatoes. Just pop out nice and neat. They smell good. Something about a fresh tomato versus a store-bought tomato. You can't even beat that. So if they're a little frozen, you can run them under hot water to let them pop out easier too. But I don't want to use up too much of my sound here for putting them under water, so I'm just going to put them all in here, unless I have to. So this will all cook down here. Put your hands around it for a second and pop right out. Okay, so I've got all that in. And this is green peppers and onions. I'm just going to pour that in. And then this is sugar, or well, let's do garlic. Put garlic in. We like garlic. You need your salt. Your oregano. And your basil. And then you add sugar to it. I know it seems like a lot of sugar, but this is ×4 for a recipe. I'm gonna add tomato paste. Water. Now I've never done my sauce in this big amount, so I'm just kind of guessing here. There's about 3/4 of that can of tomato paste in here, and then I added water. So I'm gonna let this cook down, and then I'm gonna stir it, see if it's too thick, I'll add more water. If it's too thin, then I'll add more tomato paste. So I'm gonna put this over here in my roaster and start making my cheese mixture. Okay, so I've got all my pasta cooked now, and I put it in a bowl of ice water so that it wouldn't get overcooked or wouldn't stick together. So I've got my shells here. I've got lasagna, and I've got the one for $1 million casserole. This wasn't a whole lot, but I was like, that's gonna be a little bit smaller today, but that's okay. No big deal. We can throw some extra sides with it. And so now what I'm gonna do, my sauce is still cooking. It's almost all thawed, all those tomatoes, but not completely yet. So I decided I have a few extra minutes, so why not throw together my chicken dinner? So I'm taking my chicken, and I'm cutting off the fat part and the little yucky tendons or whatever they have in there. That's what I'm gonna do real quick. Put in a pan for the animals because they love that. Okay, so now I'm gonna put my chicken dinners together. I'm gonna do one coconut curry chicken, and that is gonna be very simple. I'm gonna just kind of make it a really easy recipe, put my chicken in there. I'm gonna put a can of coconut milk, and I mixed up a little bit of tomato paste and water to make my tomato sauce. And then I'm gonna add some garlic, onion, and curry powder. That's it. The next one, I got this balsamic vinaigrette last month at Sam's Club for $1, I think it was real cheap. So I'm gonna pour that in there because that was really good. The third one, I'm gonna do a recipe that my friend Danielle gave me. Here it was 2 packages of cream cheese, and then it was a Creole seasoning. Well, I didn't have Creole, I couldn't find that. I mean, I didn't really scour out where I was at, but anyways, I found one. It was a Mediterranean Portuguese seasoning, and it looks like really good. It smells really good. So I'm actually gonna use that. It was cream cheese and this in the package. And then the fourth bag I'm gonna put together is just plain chicken breast, because a company is sending me an Instapot to do for a review, and I don't have an Instapot. And so I thought, ooh, it'd be really good to cook that in there, because I have like half a package of chicken from Sam's Club to cook. I didn't want to turn on the crock pot because it was such a small amount, but I was gonna just shred it and use it for like chicken salad. So I thought that would be the perfect thing to make in the Instapot. So I'm excited. So I'm gonna put these together in the bags. Okay, so now I've got my chicken done. I just did 4 meals right there, super simple. The cream cheese, now remember, cream cheese is gonna get a little separated when you, like if you freeze it and then reuse it, but I'm gonna put it in the crock pot and just let it cook, so I'm okay, because it's gonna turn into a gooey cream sauce with the mixture as well. So that'll be perfect. So I got that done. The Italian marinade, my one for the Instapot, and the coconut curry done. So now I'm cooking my meat for my kitty cats. They will love it. And now I'm gonna go check on the spaghetti sauce so I can make my meals. Okay, we got our sauce all cooked. The amounts that I put in there were perfect. So I just stirred it all up. It looks great. It tastes great. And so what I'm gonna do now, we mixed up our mixtures here. We've got our pans. I'm gonna be making lasagna here. I got our sauce in between. Brooklyn's gonna be making $1 Million casserole. Here's our extra cheese. Here's our big pot of tomato sauce. Looks good. Jaden, we got our meat here, and Jaden's, this is the stuffed shells. I took a half a package of hamburger, half of one of those quart containers over there of bacon, and then we did like a handful of pepperoni, chopped it up, and then about a pound of hamburger. Mix that in here, and then put about a cup and a half of cheese, and mix it. She's gonna stuff it in those little shells over there. We're gonna have a really good little stuffed shell recipe. So this is it. We're gonna lasagna, or $1 Million and lasagna. So we're gonna put this together. Okay, so you saw all how Jaden and Brooklyn and I got all of our tomato dishes done. Those are finished in the freezer. And then what I did next was I mixed up, when in the video I was mixing up Sloppy Joe sauce with some bacon and hamburger, and I mixed that up, and then I'm gonna be putting that for my Sloppy Joe bacon cups. And you just take a biscuit and flatten it, make like a little hole in the middle, put that mixture in it, and put some Swiss cheese on it and put in the oven. Really yummy. We really like that. So I got that done. I put a couple packages of ground beef all cooked in a bag in the freezer for Sloppy Joe's and another day. And then I had a little bit of tomato sauce left over, so I'm putting that away for spaghetti sauce, because we were gonna have spaghetti one day. And so that I just froze all the rest of that tomato paste in little Ziploc bags. I put it in tiny sandwich bags, just dollops of it, because we did put it in a big container, but when I needed it, I just needed a little bit, so I thawed it and then refroze it. So just to make it easier. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to make something called horse food. And so I don't know why we call it horse food. It's not horse food. When we went to a Mennonite church, and a friend of ours, Edna, made this delicious dish, and it was simple and easy. And I thought, wow, that's so simple. And it was good. And it was ground beef on the bottom cooked, and then it was shredded potatoes, shredded cabbage, and shredded carrot, and just salt and pepper. That was it. Super simple. And it was so good. And we had it with just some ketchup, some had it with mustard. It was just a delicious dish. And so with that, all that bag of shredded cabbage I got from the store, I thought that would be something really easy to make. So I'm going to make 2 pans of horse food. We just call it horse food. I don't know why. It's just my kids, because I think at one time one of them were like, oh, you mean you want me to eat horse food? And so this was way back in the day, my older ones. And so horse food it is. So we're going to make that next. And then the only other thing I have to do for like dinners, I'm going to put together the pizzas. I'm gonna do all my pizzas, and I'm gonna make some subs. And so the poor boy subs, we'll do those and freeze them. Just have to wait for some freezer space, and then breakfast food. So that'll be it. We're gonna do the egg biscuit cups. We're gonna do some breakfast burritos and French toast sticks and these little egg nest things. So it's going really fast, really quick. I'm like, it's a very easy day. And so that's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna make my horse food right now, and then we're gonna freeze that. Super simple, super easy, just a very plain, but just delicious. You can do shredded potatoes as well. They do turn a little brown, so make sure that you either, I don't know how you get potatoes not to brown. I think you rinse them in cold water. I think that helps. I think that's what it was, but I mean, it still tastes good. So we're just gonna freeze them and then have them another day so you can watch. Okay, I put my eggs in the roaster. I'm gonna see how this works, because I do not like doing it in the pan on the stove. Okay, so this is working great. Now I noticed that there's a little ledge around the outside. I probably should have sprayed this first, and it wouldn't do that. I'm leaving that on. If you leave that on, the rest of it kind of goops up and you can still do your eggs. So leave that little lip on there and you can still scoop the bottom. This is awesome. Huge amount of eggs. Way better. Just a little bit longer. Okay, completely worked. Here it is, my egg mixture. So don't scrape the rim of that. Leave that on or butter it. Like spray it with nonstick cooking spray. And you probably will be better. So there it is. It just took a little bit of time, but no big deal. But I'm only gonna have to clean one pan instead of a bunch of times the other one. Look, it doesn't even stick. Nice. This is gonna be way easier. Awesome. Roaster for cooking eggs. 40 salads. So I got 40 salads finished. I'm gonna put those in the refrigerator. That's done. And then I've got my bread rising for my pizza. So I'm gonna mix up the pizza dough and put it in pans and bake it in the oven so I can start making those. Okay, so I got all my pizzas, well, half of my pizzas, this all pushed out in the pan. The pans are holding up great. Someone asked if they were good pans, still working good after all these months. The pizza dough, you could see, like, if I don't have it perfectly rounded, if you just let it sit for a few minutes, by the time I was done with like I started with the first ones, they weren't stretching that good. By the time I got to the end and then went back to the first ones, I was able to stretch them out. Super simple. Don't force it. Don't make a hole. I did make a hole on one of them. I had to go back and wait till it rises up a little bit. Then you can kind of pinch it together. So this is working great. So I've got these done. I poked holes in them. I'm going to preheat my oven, and then I'm going to start getting my next batch here because I've got 16 of these to make today. Okay, so I made all those pizzas. I just brought 4 to the counter at a time and did the cheese ones you saw. The next ones I did half cheese, like half white sauce, half red sauce. And then I did like the pepperoni, or ham and bacon because they like that. And then I did 4 of Supreme, and I did 4 more Supreme. And then these small ones that I made on pita bread. I love the veggie pizza, and so does my oldest, or my second oldest daughter. But to make a whole entire pizza, we don't usually eat a whole pizza. Then I feel like I'm just shoving it and stuffing it because I feel bad wasting it. So I decided to do little pita breads. That way we can just grab that to eat, and it's got the same toppings, and then we can be happy with some veggies where everybody else would not eat zucchini on their pizza. So they are stuffed full. I don't mind them being that full because I just like to eat that much veggies. So yes, all of our pizzas are overflowing, but we like them nice and full like that. So it's good. Okay, we're gonna wrap these up and we're gonna put them in the freezer. Okay, I'm nearing the end of my list. That's the exciting part of the day. I still just have subs to make, and I think I was gonna put them in the freezer, but I think we will use them this weekend because we are gonna head to the lake because it's gonna be so nice, like 95 and humid. So I'm like, yes. So I'm thinking we'll get a good day at the lake. So I'll probably make those up, and then I've got, it's all about freezer space. And so I've got slider buns that I got, and they're all stacked in trays. So they're already taking up freezer space. I'm thinking of taking them out and just putting the ham and cheese on them and putting back in the package, and I think that'll work. And then when I go to cook them, I'll just put them in a pan. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. And then if I can make some sandwiches, like grilled cheese, and just kind of shove them in the corners, I'm good with that. And then I'm doing breakfast foods now. So I've got this going on. I'm doing French toast sticks because I got a bunch of the Texas toast bread. And so I got boxes everywhere. This is it all chopped up, and that'd just be something fun. You don't have to do this. I just thought, oh, it'd be fun. So I've got my mixture here. I actually use almond vanilla milk, and that was almond milk with vanilla, and that was really good. Got this baking, and I'm trying something new. These are called egg nests or something. I think it's you take a mixture of hash browns, shredded hash browns, some cheese, oil, and salt and pepper, and then you kind of mix that all up. Push it in your muffin tin so it makes like a little nest around there. Bake that at 425 degrees for about 15 minutes. It gets crispy. And then you crack an egg in it and put some ham and bacon on top, or bacon. So I'm doing those. So I'll see how those turn out. I don't know if they'll be something we'll do all the time, but I'm gonna try them today. And then I'm gonna make my egg biscuit cups, and then I probably am gonna look at my list here. Here's my list. All these are done. That's my $1 million stuffed shells lasagna spaghetti. All my chickens are done. My beef ones are finished. All my pizzas are finished. I just have to do my subs. Egg biscuit cups is the last thing to do. I'm not gonna do smoothie packs now because I've got still a lot from last month, and all the fruit that I have for smoothies is frozen or bananas that are not ripe yet. So I'm thinking just leave those, and then I can just make some breakfast cookies, and I can do those this week. I might do them today. It's all about freezer space, so I will see, but it's going good. I'm almost done, excited. It's gonna be a good day. We're gonna do pizzas tonight because I made all those homemade pizzas, so that'll work out. I'm gonna keep cooking. These actually turned out really good. A couple times where I made a little bit too much hash browns on the bottom. They got a little gooey and didn't come out, but these are like delicious. Like they're so cute. They're little cups. They taste really good. So these, I'm gonna actually make another batch of these because I do have enough hash browns, but these are super simple. I'm gonna show you how I make them. Okay, in my bowl, I'm gonna put some hash browns. That's all I have. I would say about 2 cups, and this is the only cheese I have, so I am just gonna use what I have. You can add more, add less, add your salt and pepper. That makes it taste good because hash browns are very plain tasting. And without salt and pepper, they're gonna be very like blah. So you wanna make sure you have that. And then I'm using grapeseed oil, and I'm gonna put this on top. And then I'm just gonna stir it. I'm gonna use my hands because that's always easy. And you can add more cheese if you want. I'm just gonna do a little bit less this time because I didn't plan on making another batch, so I don't have as much cheese, but this will be perfect. And then you're gonna take it and push it in your muffin cups, and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, this is what they look like when they come out of the oven. Don't mind my burned pans, but this is it. They're crispy. And then you're gonna break an egg into the center of these, and you can sprinkle bacon on it or ham. Do bacon and ham on each of them. Okay, these just came out of the oven at 350 degrees, and that is what they look like. I'm gonna let them cool for a few minutes, and I'm gonna take a knife and wrap it around or slide it around the outside and take them out. Okay, the girls are making ham and cheese sliders. I got these right here, these little pans. I got these free bread. So they are making the sliders, and we're just putting them right back in the containers so they don't take up much freezer room. They made, Lauren and Brooklyn made 5 of the poor boy subs. We got those. We're gonna put those in the refrigerator because we're gonna eat those this weekend. French toast is done, and here's our little biscuit cups. This is the one with the hash brown, and these are the ones with the biscuits. So those are done, and then I'm gonna see how much cheese they have left over here because they're making the sandwiches. When I have cheese left over, we're gonna use put some away for a tortilla wrap, and then the other part we're gonna put away for grilled cheese sandwiches in the freezer. Okay, we got the breakfast oatmeal muffin cups. These were really good. We usually make them like with flour. These were just oatmeal. So the recipe I use are chocolate banana oatmeal, and it was 4 mashed bananas, 2 eggs, 2 cups of milk, and a half a cup of brown sugar. Whisk that together, and then add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of maple flavoring. I use maple, you can use vanilla. 4 cups of oatmeal. I use the old-fashioned oats, and 1 cup of chocolate chips. Whisk it all together, mix it up, put it in muffin cups, and bake it at 350. These are delicious. Kids really like these. I've got some more recipes for like apple cinnamon ones, and then like a blueberry one that I'm gonna make as well, but just running out of freezer space. So we're gonna get these done though. Okay, I got my freezer all full. So I got all my breakfast stuff up here. There's chicken behind all this. These are my pizzas back here. There's some little breakfast cups. I got a couple sandwiches. I wasn't planning on doing these sandwiches, but I have a lot of sliced cheese, so I just made sandwiches and we'll eat them. And then there's meals behind there where it's the pans. And I got egg cups on top, all the fruit, more pans back there of meals. And I put stuff in front. These are all of my son's little treats and all of our meat. Oh, there goes sandwiches. In the bottom, this is all grilled cheese sandwiches, and that's all of our bread. So it was a great day. We got everything finished. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I have a lot of food now. We didn't do yogurt. I'll do yogurt in a few weeks, and I'll make smoothie packs, but I have a lot of smoothie packs still. So this was perfect meal prep for the month. We got well over 100 meals, and we're set for the month. So now we're set for September, and it's already September, but we're all set for the month. So now we're set for the rest of the month. We won't have to worry about making anything like where there's a huge cleanup. I'll still have to make meals. I'll still have to cook a few things, but not where like there's so much work. Like I know when we do the breakfast cups, it's like, oh, that's a lot of washing those pans. I want to do that because that's done. So it just cuts down on that time. So, okay, hope you guys enjoyed this little video of our freezer prep for September. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.